Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Today, I will talk about how to empower small-scale fisher in Kuala Patah Parang Village, Indragiri Hilir Regency. This research was conducted by Dwi Herlinda, Sujianto, Febri Yuliani, dan Dadang Masyur. Why this topic matters. Small-scale fishers are among the most vulnerable group in our society. They struggle with limited access to capital, technology, and market. On top of that, climate change and falling fish stock makes their even harder. According to FAO, small-scale fishers are the most affected by this global pressure. That's why community-based empowerment is so important. It helps users build their own strategy and reduce their dependence on order. About the village, Kuala Patah Parang village is located in Sungai Batang District, Indragiri Hilir Regency. Along with the Berhala Strait is its cover about 4,257 hectare with a population of 1,748 people. About 80% of the residents work as traditional fisher. The rest are fish processor and small business owner. In short, the whole community dependent on the sea. What the sea over? The village has great natural resources with shrimp, mangrove crab, curau fish, and fine shrimp. These products are in high demand, not just locally, but also in regional export market like Malaysia and Singapore. The potential is there, but hasn't been fully used. The challenge, unfortunately, the community faces serious challenge. Uh, there is a lack of basic infrastructure, no good storage, no modern dock, and poor roads. Fishers still use traditional methods, with dependent heavily on the weather. Process and distribution network are weak, and structurally, Fisher have limited capital, low education, and little bargaining power against middlemen. These problems are connected and hard to solve on one by one. Our question. So, our main question is how can community-based empowerment truly improve the lives of small-scale fisher? More especially, we wanted to understand the gap between improving individual skill and actually changing the economic structure around them. Most study only look at one side. We wanted to look at both. We use a qualitative case study approach, which means we went deep into understanding real life situation rather than just numbers. Um, we collected data through interview, direct observation, and document review. We spoke with fisher, community leader, co- 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 cooperative managers, and local stakeholders. Then we analyze the data by looking at them, like participation, institution, and economic impact. First finding, skill improved, but Fisher did improve their skill. They learned better fishing technique, post-harvest processing, and how to make product like dried shrimp and salt fish. But here's the problem, the skill didn't lead to better income. Fishers still dependent on middlemen. They still have weak bargaining power and prices are still unstable. Skill improve, but economic system around them didn't change. And second finding, strengthens community bond on the social side. Things improve regular group meeting, village consultant, and experience sharing help build trust and solidarity. The community become better at managing seasonal risk together. However, the social strength has not been turned into formal economic power. So, while people work better together, it hasn't improved their income or market position. And third finding, cooperative are the but weak. Local cooperatives were set up on help fisher access microloans, equipment, and markets. That's a positive step, but the cooperatives are poorly managed and lack market connection. They haven't become strong enough to help fisher compete in regional market. They exist, but they are not yet effective. And the big gap, this is our most important finding. On one hand, individual capacity improve. Fisher have better skill, knowledge, and network. On the other hand, your opportunity structure haven't changed. Market access is still limited. Middlemen still dominate, and institutions are still weak. The result? Partial empowerment, not real transformation. Fisher know more, but they still can use that knowledge to earn more. Environmental awareness growing. Some progress has also been made on the environmental side. Sustainable fishing practices are being promoted and fishers are being educated about conservation. The goal is to protect the ecosystem while improving livelihood. The challenge is that these practices are only being applied by some group, not the whole community yet. Summary of progress. If we look at all four dimensions, economic only partial progress, social improve, institutional still weak, environmental just getting started. Empowerment is happening, but uneven. All four dimensions need to move forward together. What need to be done based on our finding? We recommended for action. First, strengthen cooperative, better management, wider market network. Second, make training relevant, match skill to real community needs. Formalize social network. Turn trust into economic structure. And then scale up environmental practice. Make sustainable fishing a community-wide habit. Let me close with a simple message. Training fisher is not enough. Real empowerment fixing the whole system. Better market access, stronger solution, and fair value chains. Without structure change, fisher will stay trapped. Even if they become more skilled, Kuala Patah Parang has the potential to lead the way in sustainable fisher empowerment in Indonesia. But it needs support from all sides, community, government, and development partners. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.